What's up guys, my name is Ace, and welcome back to Maps Exposed. This is the series where I cover all of the lines of sight, as well as any other sort of secrets that I know of on every map in Black Ops 4 multiplayer. In today's episode, we're going to be going a little bit back in time to DLC 2 and covering Casino and Lockup. I realize I am a little bit behind here. I already have covered DLC 3, this is just playing catch up, and I'll be sure to stay on top of any new maps a lot quicker than I did with this one. So let's kick it off with Casino, and Casino doesn't have a ridiculous number of lines of sight as much as I would have thought it did because it's a pretty big map. They did a really good job of keeping lines of sight very simple, and they avoided any sort of unintentional lines of sight. But over by the C domination spawns, if you have enemies that are pushing you back into your spawn and they're in that hallway area there, which will happen, when you spawn back here, all you have to do is go prone under this truck, and there you go. Clean line of sight on anybody that might be there, and you can easily pick them off. They usually won't see you there. Getting into the next thing I wanted to show you, this is actually something I had no idea existed, and I'm sure it'll surprise some of you guys as well. Maybe not all of you, but on this side of the map over here, you can actually jump off the edge of the map, and you've got this whole area that you can flank with. You can even jump up into this window here, which can be really useful. I've had a few times where people just like camp in these windows and lock that down. If you're over in that direction there, you can just hop down onto this area from back there, for instance, and they don't have a line of sight on you at all. You can just walk up like this, hop in the window, take them out, or you can go all the way around there, and you can just like flank right in towards their spawn area. Getting it towards the middle of the map, on the side of the map that doesn't have that little aquarium, that little fish tank there, with this line of sight here, I see a lot of people, they just stand right here and they fight the people that are sitting in that area over there, which is a really, really common spot for people to be. Just a little bit of an alternative that's actually really effective is instead mantle up onto this and strafe over. As you can see there, you can kind of head glitch between the top of these slot machines there, and you can pick those guys off there really easily. Once again, they don't normally expect this. Yes, they can see you. If they've got like a thermal sight, they'll definitely pick you off. But it's just a nice alternative that they don't normally expect, and you can usually pick them off there. I wouldn't linger there for long, but it definitely does work. Also, I do want to point out this is very symmetrical, so it works exactly the same the other way. Actually, a little bit better because the plant's not quite in your way from this side, but there you go. Great line of sight over to that table there. This brings us all the way back to the A domination spawns, and kind of similar to the C domination spawns, sometimes you'll get spawn trapped and you'll have enemies that are hanging out in that area right there, just pinning you back in your spawn. Great way to challenge them if you spawn back here is to simply jump up like this, and there you go. Excellent line of sight there, great cover on your end. They have no cover to challenge you here. You can easily pick them off there. You can also use this to challenge people that might be coming around these corners here. It's really effective for that. Now, one last thing I want to show you guys on Casino towards the A domination side of the map. If you're pushing over in this direction here, instead of coming down this way and then maybe trying to mantle up like up here or going all the way up the stairs, just a little alternative that they don't normally expect is you can actually just jump onto this little railing right here, and you can use this ledge to come around like this. You can peek around the corner here, and you can stay up high like this. They normally won't expect that from you, which is kind of nice to use. But with that, that's unfortunately everything I have for you guys on the map Casino. This map doesn't leave much to the imagination. It's actually a very simple map, even though it is fairly large and there's a lot of rooms and areas and stuff. It's quite simple, and there aren't really too many secrets that I can share with you guys. Moving on to Lockup, we've actually got quite a few more spots on this map compared to Casino, but once again, not a ton of really crazy spots. But first up, just in case you didn't know, you can come up onto this area here. I think most people know that, but it's just an area that I often forget to check myself, so I thought I'd point that out for you. Also, if you're in this area here and you have enemies that are coming through that area there, which will sometimes happen, you can hop up on the bench here, and there you go. You kind of look over top of that. Gives you a little bit of cover at least. It's much better than just standing out in the open and trying to challenge them. Now, getting back into this corner of the map over here, a nice little line of sight you can use is if you hop up right here, this actually gives you a great line of sight on that area up there where you will sometimes have people camping and trying to lock down this half of the map. It's a great way to pick them off, and they don't normally expect you to be this far back taking a shot at them. In that same area, if you're coming from the other direction and you're pushing towards this spawn, sometimes you'll get those pesky roof campers. They'll sit on top of the diner there with like an LMG, and they'll just lock that down. And anybody that comes near their spawn, they'll easily pick them off. An excellent way to challenge them is to hop up on top of this vehicle here, and there you go. Great cover on them. You can easily pick them off there. If they see you, you can just crouch, and then they won't be able to see you. Stand up, and there you go. Excellent shot on them. Now, getting onto the rooftop right here, there's a little spot I wanted to show you guys. sometimes you get people that just sit in this window as they're spawn trapping you back in that area there, and they'll just be chilling right around here, and anybody that comes through this building, they'll just pick you off. A nice little line of sight that you can get on them, and they never expect this one, and they literally can't see you. It is impossible for them to see you in this spot, is right up in this area here. If you back off to the right point, just like that, you can see just a sliver in that window. But if you have something like a sniper rifle, that's literally all you need to see, is just that little sliver. Take your shot through there, and you can pick them off. Just a little alternative that's a lot more practical for something like an assault rifle or even an SMG is from this window here. You can also get a line of sight on them, but from here, they definitely can see you as well. Normally, you'll still win this gunfight, though. Now, getting into the middle of the map right here, one of my biggest disappointments when this map first launched is there's no way to jump up from the middle area to get up into that area there. You either have to go down low and find the stairs, or you have to go back around that way and go up the stairs there, or go around that way and mantle up onto the roof. There was no way to get up this way. It turns out there is actually a way to do this, but I will say right up front here, it is extremely difficult to do consistently. I probably will fail several times. I'll probably just have to include a clip of it working for me. What you have to do is hop up onto this trash can right here. From this, you technically mantle to this area here, and then you can mantle up into that area there. Most of the time, you'll simply slide off though, and that kind of sucks, and you won't be able to catch it. But I did want to point out it's possible because maybe there is somebody out there that will find a way to properly master this jump and be able to do it consistently. And if you're able to find a way to do that really consistently, that will be an extremely effective spot for you to know. Getting over to this side of the map here, if you have somebody camping up in that area right there, which is relatively common, instead of trying to peek around the corner like this with basically no cover, all you have to do is come up to one of these benches, hop up backwards on the bench, and there you go. Great line of sight on them. You can crouch to take cover, stand up, easy shot on them. Obviously, this works from both benches as well, so you can use this bench over here to do the same thing. This is actually also great for challenging people that might be up in that area right there, which is relatively common. Once again, just much better than exposing your whole body. You can just hop up here and use this for cover. Now with this ladder right here, instead of actually using a ladder and having to go through the animation of bringing your gun back up, a nice alternative is you can simply jump up onto this area right here, and then from here you can easily mantle up like that. We see a similar story all the way back into this area here. If you want to get up there, it's actually very simple. You just hop up on top of this, and then from there you can jump and mantle in here. And with that, that's going to wrap it up for all of the unique spots that I know of on the map Lockout. Once again, not the most amount of unique spots or really creative spots, but I'm just working with what they've given us. But now that we have that covered, I did want to briefly share my thoughts on this DLC pack as well. And I actually think so far, if we're looking at the entire DLC pack compared to the other DLC packs that we've gotten, this is probably my favorite one. I think Lockout is a great map. I really enjoy Lockout. I think it's really nice to have the little bit of verticality mixed in, but nothing too overbearing when it comes to that. And Casino, I think, is a really well-designed map, but my problem with Casino is it's too big for 5v5 or even 6v6. It would be an amazing ground war map if we had ground war in this game. But unfortunately, we don't have ground war, and therefore, especially for like TDM, for instance, Casino just plays too slow just because there's actually too much room to breathe and too many different flank routes and different places you can be. It does play pretty good for domination, I'll say, because it tends to focus the fighting towards the middle of the map. But when you're playing TDM style modes, it often goes to the time limit, and that's definitely a problem. But of course, I'd like to know in the comment section below, what did you guys think of this DLC pack with Lockup and Casino? If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.